Has Gacha Story fallen flat 4 months after arrival? What if I told you that its premise and idea would have never worked in the first place? 4 months after release, Gacha Story is already dead. And honestly, I think it was doomed from the start. Today, I'll show you why. From the tiny customization options, to the confusing AI, to the one mechanic that completely undermines the game's purpose. And at the end, I'll share how I'm turning this flop into one of the biggest projects this community has ever seen. Let's get into it. Gacha Story was released in April of 2025, giving a completely different feeling and purpose from all the other gacha games. It is a visual novel maker in its essence, but extremely limited, with extremely lackluster customization. The app allows you to make your own customizable characters, but gives you pre-made outfits and poses you cannot change, a total of 12 colors and very limited choice of design. All of this was to obviously facilitate all of the work it would have posed to actually change each outfit to the accurate pose with no mistakes, and a bunch of other little details like that. But it has to be said that it is still too limiting for what our community has become. We're talking about individuals that have created these types of intricate and complicated designs. The community has moved way past the era of no adjustments, and Gacha Story simply can't compete with the likes of Gacha Life 2 or Gachaclub, which is another problem of the game. There are many reasons this game is objectively worse than the others, and primarily its whole UI is just very jarring. Navigating it feels like searching for something while being blind. You just kinda try shit and see if it's what you're looking for. It's just really hard to understand it, which also ties in with the import mechanic. You can basically import any image you want, and that's great, right? Well, it depends on what you intend to do. The game is specifically for making stories and sharing them with the community. There's even a featured section where you can view other people's work, which, by the way, has been the same for like its whole duration, I'm pretty sure. And when you throw in any literal image you want, you just ask yourself what the purpose of the other features are. An objective downgrade from all the other gacha apps, and the alternative is infinite image importing. I mean, why would you use the app's core character customization if you can just make your own characters in another, better customizable gacha app and import it here? It just feels like a recipe for failure. With this knowledge, you're incentivized to just not really use the game's customization at all, and additionally, not use the story features because of how confusing it is. Gacha creators are already indefinitely more used to the old traditional way of making stories and videos in general, so why would anybody use it? Especially considering this argument is supported by the fact there is close to no content about it on YouTube or TikTok. The app made over 500,000 downloads, more than 10 times worse than all the other gacha games. And to worsen things even more, there is no PC version, so you would have to go through hell before even thinking of trying to animate your characters with professional apps. Have you guys seen any Gacha Story videos apart from all the other videos reviewing the app talking about how bad it is? I've only seen one. Today I'm still trying to find content on it, and I just can't. It's like it was never made to be used for content online, and I think that's the problem. Still here? Comment to let me know, and make sure to like and subscribe on the way too. Gacha Story is not intended for online use. Its mechanics say the opposite every time you try and make a video. It's made to make stories that you can share with people through the app, but the problem is people thought otherwise, and when they realized they wouldn't have been able to make what they could with the other gacha games, they dropped it, explaining the bad reception. But the thing is, very few people are using the app at all, and there seems to be no overlap between the two communities apart from the name Gacha in it, so their community is equally very small. If the intended purpose was to indeed make it so videos could have been made about it, then it's just really bad design. And that seemingly doesn't seem like it will be fixed. Ever since its launch, the only update made to it were bug fixes. Here's all the update notes say. I mean, really? gameplay. I'm also pretty sure there was a whole drama where there were AI backgrounds, which were probably removed on the update, but apart from that, complete silence. Even Charlotte seems to have completely forgotten her game since she has made no mentions of it on her Instagram. Literally Looney 2.0. It's his sister. What did we expect, guys? But apart from the jokes, there is no new content that is being implemented, and this game could use a lot, but unfortunately, the game remains in this sorry state. Limited customization, poor fan reception, confusing UI, inconsequential mechanics that still could have made this a good game, but in spite of everything, it just isn't. No updates, rings a few bells now that I think about it. No content, and the list goes on. Gacha Story had a lot of potential, introducing a complete different theme of content in the community. But in the end, despite the incompatibility with the community, even alone, the game just can't compete. Which is why we must get innovative if we even want this game to be truly part of our community. And I have my little idea, a solution, or more like a project. I am preparing to make a visual novel game using Gacha Story's characters. I don't dislike Gacha Story, it just frustrates me how low it was in quality. So I'll try to build something of my own using it. The first Gacha visual novel game. The story follows Oboka Oku, a young teen with no emotions and who has amnesia, can't remember the last day and doesn't know for how much that's been going on. Until one day, her first day of school, memories suddenly stop fading and she starts having a regular life, albeit alone at home. But things start to get bizarre. She is followed, people who are supposed to protect her become the opposite, and every and anyone that comes in contact with her might be dangerous. She finds letters and strange clues all around the house that could point to what has been going on in her life. And thanks to hopefully trustable people she meets along her journey, she slowly gets back up from her dull life to uncover the mysteries behind her family. Why she's been alone all this time, who is the real enemy, and who was behind her amnesia. This is also a based decision game with decisions that can kill the characters if you're not careful. I am currently looking for 2 to 4 co-directors that will be able to aid me in this probably long journey. So if anyone's interested, make sure to check in the description. The Google form I've made up. This is unpaid, and although it's my first project, I take it 100% seriously. So if you are to audition, I expect you to be active, committed, and helpful. I beg. Audition with the intent of committing to the project and not dipping a month later. Please. I'm still preparing stuff like the story and some coding stuff, but rest assured, voice actors will be needed, as well as artists in particular. Everything else is pretty much secondary. And I'd also like to clarify, I will finish this project. It will not be unfinished. But I'd love to work with you if you have some experience in music or programming or anything else you think I might need. And with that, we reach the end of the video. Wanna check my Gacha Story review? It's right here. With that said, hope you enjoyed the video, and until we see each other again, ciao. Get out!